Let's get into the tea.
No, let's get into the tea because there was tea with Ty all season,
Yes.
and it had
Tea
a
with
bit.
Ty. Let's get started.
Yeah,
Let's
and
get started. Where do you want to? Let's jump in. Okay. Let's just get to the good stuff.
oh my gosh. Okay, well, the first question I have is why you decided to lie about seeing JaNa.
So I lied two reasons. Number one, I was told not to tell the rest of the cast. That was part of the rules. Number two, me and JaNa made a plan to do exactly that. So we actually had a full conversation on the bridge, and I told her that I had an alliance. I really liked her. I wanted to work with her. I wanted to protect her. But in order to do that, I knew what kind of game I was in. I'm like, these people, they ain't gonna have this. I knew she was a target coming in. So I said, look, we got to act like this never happened. Okay. I can't have no type of looking like I have a connection to you because that's going to put a target on both of us together. I need to have some distance from you from the rest of the bus visually, but within my alliance, I'm going to keep you protected. I'm going to tell them, let's focus on Rick. Rick's a threat. Mac's a threat. I said, I want to keep you here. I want to work with you. We just got to act like we don't have nothing between us. Like when I first met JaNa, I liked her. Plus, I was the only black woman on the show. I saw her. I was like, hey, sis, we in here together, right? Let's work together. I saw an opportunity and my alliance was already shaky. I knew that I was on the bottom of my alliance. So I saw an opportunity with her. I just wanted to have another secret alliance and I did not know how to pull it off and it blew up in my face. So what
Right.
happened.
But it seemed like JaNa wasn't on board, at least from like the edit we saw. And like, who told you that you weren't allowed to tell her? Because everyone kind of clocked it. So what was it like watching the fact that like they admitted they saw Peter? Like, what was it like watching it and seeing that everyone thought you were now like a liar?
So watching it back was cringy. I hate watching it back because I was like, that was the moment that I tanked my own game. But if you watch very closely in episode 3, when I greet JaNa, I hug her and I'm like, "Hi, I'm Ty. Nice to meet you." And then I lean in and I go, my mouth moves, and she goes, "Mhm,"
Mm.
like, "Mhm." That was me saying, "Okay, stick to the plan. We don't know each other. We don't know each other." So she actually did play along. She did play along on the bus. After Rick was like, "Well, Ty, you must have been JaNa." She just looked at me. She didn't say anything. She was looking at me like, what are we about to do? And I'm like, it was just a split second decision. I was like, oh, no. As soon as that word came out of my mouth, I was like, ugh, no. I just made everything worse. I regretted it immediately. I didn't know how to walk it back, but I did come clean to the rest of my cast. I came clean to Alli immediately right there. She was near me, and she was upset because she was like, Shayne's been lying to me this whole time, and I said. Yes, I said, but I was lying to you too. I said that we had to. That's just kind of the way it worked with this one. I was like, don't be mad at Shayne. I lied to you too. If we could have told you, we would have, but we weren't supposed to. So
Yeah.
that was that.
Yeah. Now, obviously, everyone put their exes in Amsterdam except you in Brussels. How did you feel about the guys lying to you? And do you think that they would have done that had he not been given the ultimatum, that someone had to be in a different country?
Um, yes, I think he still would have done that because he kind of already did. He set that
With the
up with
Germany
the
thing.
placemats before that. And for me, that's what just kind of just like I was just like, dang, that's why I felt so betrayed. I was just like, you set me up from the beginning,
Hmm.
And if everyone can excuse Shayne for lying, I came clean to my line. I mean, I told the whole bus. They didn't put it in the edit, but I did. So it's like I just felt like I was like really getting kind of like the short end of the stick with that. Now, I will say that my mistake, even in coming clean, is that I did not do it quick enough. I didn't act quick enough. I honestly got a little bit distracted. That was the first time that my head wasn't like all the way in the game because then I was comforting Alli that night. Alli was really upset about Shayne lying to her. And instead of me talking to the rest of my alliance and the rest of the people on the bus, trying to, fix my reputation, I'm over here worried about her. And then I was like helping JaNa getting set up. And I'm just like, worry about everybody else but my own game. So I wish that I would have either just come clean and me and Shayne would have just been equally wrong. I don't know what would have happened from there. Or at the very least, like immediately done damage control because I did not act quick enough with that.
Yeah. Did you have any other clues that you were in Amsterdam? Like, or did you feel you had to trust their word?
Baby, I was lost. this was the worst case scenario for me because up until then, I had a pretty good handle on the game and how to read the clues and knowing where I was. We got to Amsterdam, and I was like, where's the clue? Like, I see stuff, but what is this supposed to be
Mhm.
telling me? Like, the painting, oh my gosh, I was looking at the painting in a different lens. I was looking for clues within the painting because I'd actually seen that in the European version.
Mm.
So before coming on the show, I studied the European versions. I downloaded the Dutch one. I translated it from Dutch, every single episode, every single challenge. I was like, I feel like I know where to look for the clues. And in that one, they have one like that. So I think I was just like, I just missed it, honestly. I thought we were in Germany. That was my guess. So I would have been wrong either way.
Yeah. Oh my God. So what do you want to see for the rest of the season? Do you want to see more backstabbing and alliances? Is there anyone you're specifically rooting for to win?
So if I'm being honest, I mean, my alliance kind of get me dirty, so I wasn't really like rooting for them after I left out of the bus. Like, especially Alli. I asked Alli specifically to help me. When I had that clue with the placemats, I knew it was fake. And I went to her that night and I was like, girl, look, I think Biggie really doesn't like, trust me anymore. He doesn't like me. He gave me this clue. I really think it's wrong. You're with Shayne, right? Verify this for me. That was my test, and she didn't do it. She left me hanging. And then she also misdirected me. She told me specifically to like stay away from JaNa and Peter because I was trying to build maybe relationships with them because nobody else was talking with me. And she was like, well, if we're gonna trust you, if we gotta be able to try and trust you, you have to stay away from them. So at the end, I just felt like I was just played like a fiddle,
Mm.
played like a fiddle.
So do you think Allie and Shane are gonna last like after the show or like throughout the rest of the season?
No, like when they were even starting to get, kind of with each other, at first I entertained it with Allie because I was like, okay, she's like, he's flirting with me and he's kind of cute. I was like, okay, she's attractive. I get it. I was like, let's just use him for information. He has a crush
Mhm.
on you. Let's just keep it at that. She started getting feelings. I started getting reciprocated. It's like, Shane, we're in a game. This isn't
On a
real. This is
bus.
a showman's. This man ain't gonna stay with you. This is not, y'all not in love. Y'all, what is going on? Aren't we playing Destination X? Her mind was not in the game anymore.
Mm.
And I was like, this is a liability, which is why in Paris, I started working on Rachel. I started planting seeds with Rick. It wasn't shown. Started planting seeds with Rick. And then when JaNa lands in my lap, I was like, you know what? She's brand new. She don't got no loyalty. She don't know what's going on. She gonna need some help. She seemed cool. She seemed capable. I want her, So I was just trying to just maneuver away from that situation. And it didn't work.
Yeah. No, I saw that you were a huge traveler. You've been to all these fun countries. So what was it like being on a bus with it being dark and really not being able to enjoy where you were? Like, did you still have fun in the experience?
I had fun in the experience, but that part of it sucked.
Hmm.
So it was kind of like I've been to Paris, but I've only seen Paris outside of a window. Like,
Hmm.
it's like I feel like I haven't been to those places. So I actually am going to do my own, like I want to go back to Europe and go to all of the cities and kind of do like my own little backpacking and be able to enjoy them. But being on a blacked out bus, it was very hard. The sensory deprivation started getting to
Hmm.
me. We would travel for like 2 days at a time, 3 days, never seeing sunlight,
Hmm.
not touching grass. It's like, so when you see us and we're finally outside like the mountain, and when we were in like Switzerland at like the table, and it's like even the desert, because you're just like, I'm in like real life again. It's
Yeah.
weird being on the bus and you're trapped in there with these people. There's no privacy, there's no space, there's bright lights, you can't even relax and take a nap, so it was tough. The sensory deprivation was tough. It was very kind of like disorienting when you went outside, but then at the same time it was exciting because it was like the world just feels brand new, like again.
Hmm.
So it was trippy though, going back and forth, all the
Yeah.
time.
I can imagine. Is there anything you want to see next season? Anything they could do to improve the living conditions or the gameplay or just like a twist that you want to see in the future?
That's a really good question. That's a very good question. You know what I
Mm.
would like this? It would change the game a lot, but I think I would like to see a design where everyone goes into the map room.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know. When I watched the European versions, that's how it was. So I think that's how I was kind of attached to the game. But the way that we have it with only some people going, it does make things juicier because there's opportunities to sabotage more, and send somebody or save someone. So I don't know. As far as the living conditions though, I will say that the girls, we need a place to like get ready. Like we need a better vanity area and the goggles are trash. My eyebrows kept getting messed up the whole time in my makeup. So that's what I would like to see improve for next season for the girlies. We're gonna have to have a better kind of thing with the goggles, a better design because they're so heavy and it has to really like press against your face. Like I don't know if you saw in Paris, I had like lines all over my like forehead and stuff. They're really, really uncomfortable. But they work. You couldn't see a thing. They
Oh my
work. I will say
gosh.
that.
Okay. Yeah, they need like pretty pink, soft goggles that, you could sleep in.
Yeah, or just, just I don't know, some kind of like sunglass thing, but maybe it can be like kind of geometrical, like around here, but not just like pressed up against like my forehead.
Fair
And it hurt
enough.
too. It's uncomfortable. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for the tea time with Ty. Where can
Of
everybody
course,
find you and follow you on Instagram?
you can follow me on Instagram. My first name, TAI underscore, last name, LOWRY. I'm also on YouTube, Ty
Mm.
underscore Lowry. I started a new podcast. It's called Talk About It with Ty. That is on Spotify as well. And Instagram, or I'm sorry, I said Instagram, TikTok, also Ty underscore Lowry. There's always an underscore because my first name, TAI, last name, L, together it looks like tail. So I always put an
Mm.
underscore in between. But I'm all over social media. You can find me, easy to find.
Oh my God, I love it. Well, thank you so much for chatting. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.